back to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Today we're going to be doing a Q&A.
Something
you guys
y'all been waiting for a minute.
Yeah, no, for real. We've been saying we're going to do a Q&A for a while. I let you guys ask a ton of questions. We have, I want to say like, we have a good 15 here. We're going to see how many we can get through.
That's more than 15.
Yeah, we might have a little more than 15.
We'll just roll with it and see where we land.
But I'm so excited for you guys to get to know us a little bit more. I feel like you only see but so much through social media, and YouTube is an opportunity to get to know us a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
All right. I'll read the first question.
Go ahead.
All right, so this is what we're going to start off with. Who do you think Baby Bean will resemble more?
Definitely his dad. I just know he's going to come out and look exactly like Toine. I feel like he's gonna have subtle features of me, but I literally feel like he's gonna be copy and paste of Toine. What do you think?
She think that because we seen an ultrasound of like his face.
Literally look just like him.
But only like the bone structure. But once he started to get like fat on his face, he might have like yo cheeks.
It looks like he had my upper lip, like the shape of my upper lip, but everything else was literally Toine. Like the eyes, the brows, the nose.
We're gonna see. What I'm more curious about is like what the skin complexion gonna be.
Yeah, I'm curious. I really am. That was another question someone asked. What's our ethnicity? So I'm black and white. My mom also has some Native American roots, and Toine is...
I'm just African American.
He's just black. So yeah. A lot of people ask us that. And so I'm curious to see which side he's going to pull from the most.
Probably me.
I think so.
Well, I mean, you got black in you, so it's like...
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He could be a little dark, or he could be a little light. I don't know.
Bro gonna be like a tad bit darker than you.
Yeah.
He gonna have some... He gonna have my hair, though.
Yeah, he definitely... Nah, I think he's gonna have beautiful curly hair. I'm so excited for that.
I don't got curly hair for him. I got nappy.
You have kinky hair,
It's not that.
You have beautiful hair.
All right, next question. What's something you look forward to with parenting?
I think I look forward to being able to raise up a godly son, being able to raise up a son that loves and respects himself. Same thing when we have little girls, being able to raise up a woman that respects herself. And just people that I know, like these little people that we're creating are going to go out and be difference makers in this world. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I want to make sure we're raising kids that leave an impact in such a godly way, because at the end of the day, we're called to be his voice print here on earth. So I think the thing I look forward to the most is just being able to store that blessing well and being able to just lead our children straight to God, but also experiencing the first little cry, like when he comes out, his first words, like all of the firsts and all of the things that come with growing up. I think that's going to be such a beautiful thing. And I look forward to watching you be a dad, and also like just letting you be you with our kids. I think that's just going to be so beautiful to see. Like I can't wait for that.
I agree with you. Of course, it's dedicating him to the kingdom of God. And then I just look forward to like all the little moments that we'll have, like just him growing up, playing little league sports,
family vacation,
giving him experiences that you should have as a kid, honestly. But
loving them like wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that. Like just to hug them every day, read them little bedtime stories.
It's gonna be fun.
I'm so excited.
Oh, but he need a little sister soon. So
yeah, part 2.
back. Yeah. All right. What is your opinion on unequally yoked relationships? You want me to start this one off?
Yeah, you can start off.
I'd say as long as you're working toward being equally yoked, then obviously like that's somebody you can be with. But if y'all don't have the same like goals spiritually or
morals,
yeah, just basically like the same morals, because at the end of the day, Jesus got to be your foundation.
1000%.
And that's how it is for us. And if it wasn't that way, we wouldn't have worked out. We wouldn't have got married. We wouldn't have had a child, and it would lead to nothing but ruin at the end of the day.
Yeah, I will say a common misconception, especially within society, is people think your person comes all put together, and that's just not the case. You have to go through trials, but not unhealthy trials. I think people think like, oh, it's okay to be cheated on, it's okay to be lied to, it's okay to be dogged out, and like I just have to take this person back and work through it. I think there's two totally different what's the word I'm looking for? Two totally different relationships, I guess you could say. Like, there's a relationship that's I can't talk. There's a relationship that's worth working through, and then there's a relationship that, you know, this is taking me away from God. This is taking me away from myself. So I don't need to keep placing myself back in this predicament. I need to love myself enough to let it go. And the more you focus on what's not for you and trying to force someone to be better that doesn't want to be better, you're keeping yourself from the person that God has for you. And for us, like when we got together, Toine literally, like, he left no room for gray area. Like, passed goes on spot, unfollowed any girl he talked to, unfollowed any girl that was posting like bathing suit pictures, like anything that would be temptation for him, he let that go. Anything friend wise that like wasn't serving him or wasn't helping him grow or elevate, he let that go. He stopped going out. Why? Because there's no purpose in it for him, and that wasn't something that I had to tell him to do. So I will say, like, if you're dealing with someone who's unequally yoked and isn't wanting to get better, then that's a problem. But if you're dealing with someone who's actively working towards better, I feel like there's ways to love them through that. But ultimately, you guys should come together.
Yeah. And I say it's just like, it's a form of respect at the end of the day, because going out, like, why would I go out if I wouldn't want her to go out? Because when you go out, there ain't really nothing out there but temptation at the end of the day. And I mean, like I said, it's just a form of respect at the end of the day.
And I think our view on it is like, we know we're like the least judgmental people. Like, everybody goes through their seasons and phases of finding God, and like, if you find enjoyment going out, like, that's on you. But for us, and like how we always viewed it is like, there's nothing out there for us. So if there's nothing out there for us for either one of us, like, what's the purpose?
But I've also always been like the person to stay in the house.
Yeah, so I'm a big homebody.
It kind of made it easy on me, and it was a lot easier too because we got together during COVID.
Yeah.
So there wasn't nothing going on, and I just fell in love with like the downtime that we got, the personal one-on-ones, and just being outside, like going to the beach, going on a walk. So it was simple stuff like that kind of kept us grounded and kept us away from like
all that
the crowd that you don't really need to be in.
Yeah, it created a firm foundation for us for sure.
Yeah. All right, next question. Have you guys ever broken up? No, we haven't. Never.
We don't believe in breaking up.
Yeah, I don't. To each his own, but like, I don't believe in breaking up. I don't believe in taking breaks. Even
when we were boyfriend and girlfriend, like, we worked through it. Whatever we went through, whatever arguments we had, whatever disagreements we had, we knew the end goal was marriage. Like, we knew that's what we were working toward. I can't talk today. Working towards. So with that being said, like, if you're constantly taking breaks, you're constantly breaking up, you're constantly not actively working through conflict, then it's like, how are you preparing for marriage? So we kind of treated being boyfriend and girlfriend as if we were married, like preparing for marriage.
Yeah, and I just don't see the benefit in breaking up with somebody and then getting back together with them. Yeah. It's like, the only thing that you get out of that, you don't even get nothing good out of it. But when you say me and her broke up, okay, that frees me up to other women. Yeah. And that's not going to, like, if I have the intent on getting back with her, that's not going to do nothing for me or her or help us in the long run with our relationship. So that's why I don't believe in breaks.
Yeah. Hi, Pierre.
Let's see. How did Toine know you were his wife, and what is his perspective on y'all meeting?
Well, that's for you, babe.
Yeah. I knew she was my wife just because, like, well, I knew from the jump, and that's why I was willing to, like, just be very open and vulnerable with her. So, like I said, but we got together during COVID, and she just poured into me like nobody else. Like, did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she just poured into me like no other. So, I would say spiritually, she catapulted me further in my faith, and that's kind of the number one thing that made me feel like she was my wife. Even then, I was calling her my wife. Her contact name always been wife in my phone. But the Bible says, "He that finds a wife find a good thing." So that's how I knew instantly, just because of the way she walked with God herself, and I kind of followed that. So in the beginning, she kind of led me in that direction. Yeah, just led me in that direction, really. So
that's good. That was sweet.
Child, please.
I'm blushing.
All right. Dang, another question for me. Yeah, here, you can start reading though.
Okay. Does Mr. Green ever get mad at you though?
Yeah. She can.
No, this is so funny because like the emojis they put, like this is hilarious. Hold on. Why is it not focusing? Okay, but anyways, that's funny.
What's up there? But yeah, I mean everybody gets frustrated with little things, but at the end of the day, it's about communication and hearing the other person's side because it's always two sides to anything, and you just gotta understand your partner because I get frustrated sometimes, but it may be for no reason, and she'll get frustrated at times, but it may be for a good reason. So
you just have to take a step back.
Yeah, just take a step back, breathe, and I would say the most important thing is like talking with a normal. It's not. It's more about how you say things, and like if I'm yelling
heavy on it,
that doesn't benefit neither of us. So the tone of your voice and how you're speaking to your partner is definitely important. Something you need to work on, and it's very important in having successful disagreements.
Yeah, disagreements, but also communication.
Yeah,
like being able to effectively communicate through like being upset. Something that's helped us too, especially now. We didn't always start out like that good. Like I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh yeah, we had this picture perfect relationship. We always communicated the best. No, it was a lot of trial and error and figuring out like, okay, how can we effectively communicate our feelings without hurting the other person? So being able to just talk through how we're feeling, what somebody said, how it made us feel, and like how we can work through that. Because at the end of the day, it's never us versus each other. It's us versus the problem. And that's how we had to start viewing disagreements. And we actively work towards that. Like, let's attack the problem, not each other. How do you handle the you dating Toine because he's an athlete type of comments? So I will say I get these a lot. And I think it's so funny because I knew Toine when he was in, like, we knew each other in high school. And to me, it was never a thought of like, let me go talk to Toine because he's an athlete. And like, if anything, not that you pursued me, but I mean, that's kind of like more so.
I pursued her.
Yeah, like it wasn't like I went after him and was like, oh, like, let me go be with him because he's an athlete. And then another thing, I think, especially through social media, like a lot of times you see the highs, but people don't see everything we went through behind the scenes of like the ups and downs with football. And it's just like any other career. So when people kind of like put football or athletes up here, like it's just this big pedestal, like, oh, you're a wag or you're with an athlete. To me, it's just, I'm just his wife. You know what I mean? Like I'm the wife of an athlete, but I don't really like carrying that title of like, oh, I'm a wag.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't like that term.
Yeah, just because I feel like, and I don't know if it comes from us being so humble, but I just feel like I'm not above anybody. I'm not like in this different category. Like we're all one and the same. Like I'm a wife to a man who has a career and has a passion for his job and loves football and he gets to play it. And to me, it's such a blessing to be able to be there for him through that. And while he was in college, I was there when he was playing, when he wasn't playing, when things were good, when things were bad. And then I got to watch him like just elevate, like things just progressively got better and better and better. And I was able to pray through that, like for him. And you know, prayers of the righteous availeth much. So us being able to pray over his career, and Bear is like, I want to be in the video too. Us being able to watch God and his fruitfulness through Toine's career has been such a blessing. So like when people are like, oh, like you're just with him because he's an athlete, I'm like, okay, like it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I know our relationship, I know the prayers and what I put into this, and I know what he's put into this. So when push comes to shove, it's just social media, it's just comments. And I know we have such a tight-knit community with our family and you guys. So it's like, no matter what anybody says, I know we have that community that loves and supports us, and the haters are always going to come with that. But at the end of the day, the Bible says God will prepare a table in front of our enemies. So I just don't let none of that get to me. Okay. This is like one of the most heavily asked questions. I get this question in my DMs all the time in comments, and we're finally answering it. So, did y'all have sex before marriage? If so, were you both able to not feed into temptation?
So, yes, we did exercise.
Waiting.
Yeah, we did exercise waiting, and we fell a couple times, but it's about your walk with God.
And when he says a couple times, we literally mean a couple times.
Like
we're not, like I can count on one hand. Like we were not the type of people to be like, oh, like we're just gonna go and do whatever.
Yeah.
But go ahead, I didn't mean to cut you.
Yeah, we're just being honest, and I mean, we're not perfect. None of us are perfect, and that's why Jesus came to intercede on our behalf. So, yeah, we fell a couple times, but we felt heavily convicted as well. So that kind of built us stronger. It's made our relationship stronger, I would say.
1000%.
And
push us closer and closer to Christ.
It definitely pushed us closer. But I would say she was better with dealing with temptation than I was, because I wasn't in the place that I needed to be in the beginning to really understand, like,
I had been walking that out prior to Toine. Like,
like I didn't understand basically like the consequences of slipping up and committing adultery. So it's like, once you understand that, because God in my life, He's acted directly, like physically and mentally. So after slipping up, like I dealt with little minor stuff, and I know why it happened, because spiritually I wasn't in the right place, and I was understanding of what I shouldn't be doing as well. So
you learned how to lead, like, I don't know, in that season you just grew a lot. Like, he learned how to lead. He learned, I mean, I'm not trying to speak for you, but like you learned what it meant to like lead me. And like as a man, especially like in marriage, like you lead your wife, like your wife stands behind you, she's submitted to you. So you really begin to take on that role and just lead us in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I would say the thing that helped us the most though is we had accountability partners. Like my best friend, she was also on the same walk, and we were able to communicate about that. Like if we were ever struggling with temptation, or if there was a time where we did slip up, we had accountability partners. Like my spiritual brother Elijah, my mentor, I was able to go to him, and like the Bible says, like if you sin, go tell your people, more or less, and they'll be able to pray for you. And to me, that's kind of what we did. We got with our pastor, we let them know what we were doing, what we were working towards, and we made sure we had people around us that would pray for us and ultimately hold us accountable. So for us, it was like, okay, like not only are we walking this out for us, but we also have people depending on us to do well, and we answer to God. So like we kept all of that at the center of everything, and that was something that truly helped us a lot. And like that's what another question on here was, like, how did we deal with temptation?
Yeah.
And we just set boundaries.
I mean, yeah, she set a lot of boundaries.
Cause I knew like certain things you just can't do. Like you can't be all on top of each other sometimes.
Yeah, doing all that making out. And all.
Yeah, it's gonna lead to other things.
Yeah, but one thing that definitely helped me out was like, I would say doing a lot of devotionals based on lust, and it just
a lot of prayer.
Yeah, a lot of prayer as well. That prayer is what gets you to that point.
Sitting in His presence. So, next question. Are you currently in school or have plans of more school after the baby? I'm a college dropout. I dropped out of college junior year. Toine finished. He has his bachelor's degree. I have my associates. I could go back, but I have no desire to. I was going for pre-law. I really thought that God was leading me in a direction to be a lawyer because of my heart to want to help people and serve people. So I viewed that as an outlet to be able to help people. And I didn't realize that everything I was doing was preparing me for what I do now, and that is social media full time, as well as owning an online coaching business. So for me, school, it just began to serve no purpose in my life. And I was like taking off with social media, and things were going really, really well for me. And I remember looking at Toine, and I was like, I was nannying too.
Bro, I thought she was tripping.
Yeah, I was in school and I was nannying full time while being in school. So not only was I in school, but I was working 30 to 40 hours a week while we were both in college.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I told him, I was like, if I can take these two things away and like focus on social media full time, I really feel like I can make a career out of it.
Yeah, I would say why it worked for her too is because she took a leap of faith at the end of
Yeah,
the day.
and
'Cause,
I
like,
prayed.
she prayed. So when she brought it to me, it was like the thought in my head was like, so you about to drop out of school and pursue social media? Because I didn't understand like the amount of money you can make on social media as well.
Yeah.
So I just trusted what she was gonna do, and I was in full support of it. And she just trusted God, and He provided.
Yeah, and now I've been blessed with such a beautiful community and you guys, and I really view it as a family. And for me, that's what it was always about. It was always about helping women become a better version of themselves because I knew what it was like to feel alone and not have an example, not have anyone leading you or pointing you in the right direction. And I struggle with self-love and feeling alone a lot. So for me, I just grew in that area constantly, and God constantly had me in His hands. And like before I met Toine, me and God like have always been like, that's just my everything. And so I wanted to be able to translate that on social media. And I will say I've done a much better job at that in the last year. I feel like at first it was like, let me follow the numbers, let me do what's going to be best for like me doing numbers. And I soon learned that like it's not about that. It's about my calling and what God is calling me to do and the people He's calling me to reach. So whether I get 500 likes or 5,000 likes or 500,000 likes, it's about the people I'm reaching and the impact that I'm making. Because when I get to heaven, it's not going to be, oh my gosh, Deaja, you hit 10 million followers. It's going to be, oh my gosh, Deaja, you touched 5 million people. You touched 10 million people. You led, even if it's just 3,000, whoever God is calling me to, I led these people closer to Christ. I was an example. And like us too, like my thing has always been, I want to showcase what it's like to have a godly marriage and a godly relationship, and that both women and men deserve that. So that was kind of my purpose in pursuing social media full time and dropping out of school. I just felt like I was gonna have more of an impact, and then like I love real estate, so being able to invest and do things like that in the future, that is more so what I'm leaning towards, is like
And I'll say
those
this
things.
too: dropping out is not for everybody.
It's not. So like I don't want it to be like, oh, drop out of school and pursue
Yeah,
social
no.
media. You gotta follow what God is leading you to. And I was in a place of prayer. I was in a place of consistently seeking God. And when it came to me, I was like, hold on. Like, is this me or is this God? And I really had to spend time in His presence and unwrap exactly what He was calling me to in that season. How do you guys date while married? Do you guys give each other space? How do y'all make it work?
So the question is, how do we date each other while being married?
Yeah, and like how do we give each other space? Like while being married, while living together.
I mean, we both kind of stayed busy. Like, I ain't talking about the dating part yet, but we both kind of stayed busy, so we're not. And we are always in each other's face. That's how I get annoyed sometimes, and I can be annoying at times.
But we're not. During football season, excuse me, when Toine's in season, we're not always together. Like, we're apart a lot.
Yeah, because it's basically my job, so.
Yeah.
I would say, like, even during the off season, like, I will go to the field by myself, work out. She has business that she has to tend to. Plus, we have 5 animals, and now we have a kid on the way, so it's always a lot that we have to do. We wake up, like, I take care of all the dogs. I'll feed the cats, walk them. She may still be asleep.
While he lets me sleep in, I've been loving that. Like, oh, being pregnant, I get spoiled low key.
A little bit. But yeah, how we date each other? I mean, really, is nothing changed. I would say from us before marriage, to now. Of course, like
we've always had the habits of dating.
We've always had the habits of dating, and she's very good when it comes to like sentimental things, and I feel like I do more so like acts. How would you?
Acts of service.
Yeah, acts of service, because that's basically her love language. Like, she loves when I go out my way to do something like fill up her Stanley, like little stuff like that.
Makes me happy.
When it comes to planning dates, like we'll kind of go back and forth with that, and it's an even balance with that.
It's pretty much a weekly thing. So like, if we realize we've been super busy and like 2 weeks have gone by and we haven't dated each other, we'll just communicate that. But usually we try to do something every week, and I feel like we always end up doing more things, because to me, dating is so simple. Like, we can go on a walk, we can go on a bike ride, we can go to the movies. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant or over the top. It just has to be acts of spending time together. So what we do a lot of times is we love the beach. We'll go like walk on the beach, take pictures at the beach, Toine's been really into photography, so like anything I can do to help him in that area, pour into that gift, help him with that hobby. And then vice versa with me, like anything I have going on, he always tries to support. And I would say we give each other space by just letting each other do our own thing. Like he said, he goes to the field by himself sometimes. He goes and works out by himself sometimes.
I get on Fortnite.
Yeah, I'll be here doing something and he'll be like, I'm getting on the game, babe. And like we just have a very healthy balance of you can have your time and I can have my time. But we also do so much together, like working out. We work out together majority of the time, I would say.
Yeah. And we also just got a marriage journal. I mean, we did the first week, but we're trying to get in the flow of doing that as well.
Yeah.
And like in the journal, it basically I can't talk, bro.
Neither can I. It's okay.
In the journal, it basically breaks it down, and it's like she can address the things that she feel like she needs within our marriage, and I can do the same thing as well. Mm-hmm. And that gives just space and opportunity for the person to step up to the plate, and it makes it easier for your partner as well to feel your needs at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's a once a week thing, and I would say that's important even if you're dating, to just check in with your partner. Like, hey, like how are things going? How can I pray for you this week? Is there any area I'm struggling in? Is there any sin you're struggling with? Like, is there any area we can be better in together? How can I serve you more? Are you unhappy in any area? And that has helped us a lot in just communicating our feelings more so like on a weekly basis. But yeah, we just try to date each other every single week, like I said, and make each other a priority. We always make each other a priority. Like we come first, so.
Yup. All right, what we got next? What's the one thing that's kept you guys strong throughout your relationship? Obviously, having God at the foundation of everything. We don't gotta dive into it because I mean we kind of
touched on it. Like God being at the center of our relationship has kept us. Like that's what's kept us. That's what's made us successful, and that's why we are where we are today. Because the pillars in the Bible, like everything you learn in there, you apply it to your marriage, and it's successful in any relationship, dating relationship, friendship relationship, work relationship, everything. Just apply biblical principles to it.
So the next one is, how do you deal with friends you love claiming to be Christians but not living it out?
That's a good question.
I'd say it's just accountability and leading with love. Because at the end of the day, like, I've met a lot of people who have stories about why they're driven far away from Christ. And it's just because people don't know how to address the topic or address their wrongdoings. So it's like the people you see in the streets, like, repent of your sins or you'll go to hell. Like, that's what people...
Don't be that person.
Yeah, don't be that person. Because, like, that'll steer people away from the kingdom of God, and that's not what we want to do at all. So I say it's just like holding each other accountable, bro. And like for me and her, it's like a devotional. She holds me accountable in the morning. She'll be like, no screen time for the first 2 hours, and make sure you read your word. Because some mornings I'll wake up, and I read the word every day, but some mornings I'll wake up and instinct is just like scroll on TikTok or Instagram Reels, and it's like, bro, why not start your morning with prayer? Why not start your morning reading in the Gospels of the Bible? So it's just like,
lead your friends.
Yeah, lead them.
Lead them, love them, pray for them. The power of prayer is so real. Where were you reading in Matthew? That's good to touch on right now because this applies perfectly to that. It's somewhere in Matthew. We both just read. I can't remember exactly where, but it was basically saying how, if someone has committed a sin or someone is far from God, like take that person and tell them about their sin. If they don't listen, take them to another person. Like, you both commune about it, talk about it. And then if they don't listen, take it to the pastor, take it to the church, pray over that person, be there for that person, love that person. And then after that, if they still don't get it, sometimes you have to create boundaries and separate yourself from certain people because you don't want them leading you astray. But at the same time, do so with love and compassion, because when Jesus came, he did not go grab the best of the best. He didn't go grab the people who had it all together and had it all figured out. He grabbed what he claimed like was the sick. Like he said, it's not the healthy that need healing, it's the sick. So he went and grabbed the people that needed him and that needed leading and that needed love. So I would say lead those people with love, pray for them, but also create boundaries in a sense of like, you don't want, like you are who you hang around. So if you're constantly around someone who is sinning and talking about everything under the sun that has nothing to do with God, eventually that's gonna rub off on you and get into your spirit, man. So
yeah, and shoot, I lost a lot of friends like throughout my walk with God because like I wasn't indulging in the things that they were indulging in, and they seen the spirit of God on me, so they wouldn't even invite me to certain things anymore. And it was just little stuff like that. And I know like when me and Deja first got with each other, I wasn't the best person, bro. My mouth was bad. I used to cuss a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but I would cuss like unintentionally.
Yeah.
And I would apologize to her because I seen the spirit of God on her.
So it's like, he'd be like, I'm sorry.
I feel like I would disrespect her if I just slipped up and said the F word, like.
But that wasn't anything. I didn't. It's not like every time he cussed, I was like,
yeah, she wasn't like,
yeah,
she wasn't even hounding me about it.
No.
But
it's just more so leading with love and having that compassion and being that example. It led him. Yeah. And like you have the power in you to do that the same way Jesus did. Like God has gifted us all with that. So it's just about leading and loving and letting your life be an example. Like we're called to be an example of God. And if your life is an example, other people should be inspired by your walk. And like you should be bringing out the best in everyone around you. But definitely don't surround yourself with people that are going to just constantly take you away from God. Yeah. Pray for them and love them through it.
Yeah. It don't mean write them off, but like she said, pray for them.
Yeah, because it's all love. I have a lot of friends that were...
I mean, I have friends that aren't believers. I have friends that are believers, so it's like...
We pray for them, and we love them, and we support them, and we don't judge them. We don't judge anybody. The people who claim that they're with God and may not look like they're with God, that's not my business. Because everybody's walk is different, and everybody is in different seasons and phases, and God ultimately has a purpose for their life, and whatever they're going through in their season, all I can do is pray for them and be there for them through it if they need me. But even if that's from a distance, I'm still going to pray for you and love you and pray that you find God on a deeper level.
Yep.
Next question. Have you guys thought of names for baby Bean yet?
Can't disclose that one. Sorry, but obviously we thought of names.
Yeah, we don't...
We have our name.
Yeah, we have our name.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Pretty much.
We have our name.
But that's something y'all are just going to have to wait on. We're just keeping that personal and enjoying the experience. But for now, it's baby Bean. And we're excited. We already talked about this, basically how y'all practice keeping God at the center. Okay, I noticed that you don't have no friends or a lot of friends. Why?
She has friends.
I do have friends. I would say I just don't. It's hard at this age, and as much as we've moved around, to maintain just a ton of friendships because...
With a work life.
Yeah, with a work life, with Toine's life, the amount of times we've moved. But I do have friends. They're just like, it's more so virtual because we all live completely separate lives. So like my best friend, her fiance, he plays basketball. So he plays for OKC, and like she's always busy. They're always traveling. My other best friend, she's in
Chapel Hill.
Yeah, she's in Chapel Hill. I can't think right now. She's in grad school. She's at an internship right now. So we're all living 3 different lives. And then, you know, I have friends that I'm super close with, but like I said, we all are just in different phases. One of my other close friends, she's a dancer now for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So like she's gonna be on a football schedule more or less. I just don't post a lot about that because I don't know. I'm usually super present with them when I do get that time with them because it's not something we get all the time. And 9 times out of 10, we're just busy. Like I'm always busy. I'm always traveling, working, doing something new, but still making time for people, our people, when we have the opportunity to. Like for our baby shower, we had both of my best friends here, Toine's best friend, all of Toine's like former high school teammates, like all the ones that he was close to, like we got to spend time with. So, you know, we do, but everything is just not on social media. Why did you decide to elope?
Honestly, I feel like it was more special to do it with just me and her, and like obviously our pastor and our witnesses that were there. But it just felt more intimate.
It felt right for us.
Yeah.
Everybody has what they want. And for us, I didn't need an extravagant wedding. I didn't need all the extra stuff.
Yeah. And I know a lot of, I know a lot of believers think people elope so they can receive the benefits of marriage. You can live freely with your partner and do whatever. But that wasn't our intention whatsoever. We wanted to be married.
We were together 3 years before being married in practice.
So like, there was no rush for anything. Like the night after we got married, we were on electric scooters just riding around outside,
laughing, cracking up, laughing, happy, enjoying life. It was just more intimate for us, and we didn't want to also like, marriage is what we wanted, so there was no reason like, oh, let's like have this long proposal and like not proposal, engagement, let's wait like a year, let's plan a wedding. I didn't want to have to go through the stress of like planning a wedding in the midst of like his first ever NFL season, because like that was a whole transition in itself. And for us, we were just focused on loving each other and doing things the right way, for sure. Okay. I feel like we answered all this. What are some of the toughest parts of putting your relationship on social media?
People think I'm always grumpy. I'm like, bro, that's just my personality.
People think Toine is so like flat, or they'll be like, why does he look mad, or he's never smiling.
Like, okay.
It's just him. He's just very like, my mom says her word for him is humble, because like all the time he's just so
and then,
sweet.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But not only that, a lot of the times when y'all see me too, I'm tired, bro.
He just finished a workout.
Like, I'm tired right now.
Yeah, like our days are literally crazy. Like he does 2 workouts a day, sometimes 3 workouts a day. And then a lot of times when I'm filming, it's like after a long work day for him, he has workouts all the time. So like 9 times out of 10, he had just worked out, or it's been a long day and like we're filming, and like social media is my job, is my thing. That's not his primary job. Yeah. So for him,
social media is just fun to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I have more of a presence because it's also my platform. So with Toine, he's just who he is. Like he's just chill. He's humble. He's cool.
That's all you gotta do.
He has such a calm spirit and demeanor. Like we balance each other out so well, because Toine is like, he's just chill, and I'm just like, all the time. So I feel like, you know, sometimes people just depict it the wrong way, and it's like, that's just not what it is. The hardest part for me, I would say, is sometimes I let comments get to me. Like,
I mean, people just say off the wall stuff like, she got a DM talking about something. Ooh, excuse me. She got a DM talking about some, I hope your baby dies. Like, a lot of people on social media are miserable.
They're mean. People will say some really mean things, or they'll comment like, mean things.
All you can do is pray for them. Like, you can't let people like that depict how you want to live your life or what you want to post. Like, just be you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, we're not gonna sit here and post a disagreement, or like how some people will just blatantly put all their information out there on social media. Like, we're not those type of people.
Yeah.
Because social media is just social media, bro.
Yeah, and there's no reason for that. Like, we're not even, life is good. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to sit there and act like we're going through all these things, or like create all these narratives. We're just focused on being us and loving each other, and, you know, having a family of y'all. Like, this is an extended family to us, and that's how we view it. So sometimes it's just the hate comments. I'm not gonna lie, they do get to me sometimes, but I'll be like, I'll pray about it, and I'll be like, there's these 5 to 20 hate comments for the 100 plus great comments. So it's like, you just gotta know how to depict that, and 9 times out of 10, it's just people hating anyway. How has it been adjusting to football season starting soon and being pregnant? I love you so much, by the way. I love you more.
I mean, it's kind of routine for us. The only difference is that she's pregnant now, so she needs to do a lot more relaxing and not moving around a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Just for her health and the baby. So, but I mean, football season coming up. This is what, your 4th season?
Yeah.
With me, so like, it's kind of normal.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's become routine. It's not really anything different. I will say with being pregnant, it's just like, not to sound super lax about it, like, oh, it means nothing, but it's just like almost like in our to-do list now. Like everything that we have to do for him is just kind of like in our to-do list. It's in our daily life, things that we think about. And I would say we do a really, really good job at managing being busy because that's all we've ever known since we've been together.
Yeah.
You know, like from college, me working, him being in football, like we know what it looks like. So now we know what it looks like. It's kind of just like we roll with it. We pray through it. If things are super hard or it's been like a lot, I'll tell Toine, I'll communicate with him. I'll be like, hey, babe, like I'm really overstimulated right now, and he'll talk me through it, pray me through it, and vice versa with him. Like he's got a lot going on. We just try to help each other balance that load. I will say the only thing that low-key is stressing me out about this season, but I'm giving it to God, is the fact that I can go into labor.
Sorry.
It's the fact that I can go into labor on a weekend with his game schedule. Like I could go into labor on a Saturday or Sunday when he's not home. And I know the chances are lower because like we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But I think that's the only thing that kind of gets to me is like...
Yeah. Be for real, bro.
The only thing that kind of gets to me is the fact that like he could miss the whole birth of our child.
But I won't. I'll make a way.
Yeah.
Next question. What else we got? One topic we can address. I've been seeing it on, obviously, like all over TikTok. It's kind of died down a little bit, but the 50-50 topic.
That boy said I gotta touch on it today. This is not
really
planned.
I don't believe in 50-50 because it's some days where I can give 80 and she can give 20. It's some days where I can give 20 and she can give 80. But like, obviously the man is a provider. Biblically, that's how it is. So that's the role that I fit. But it doesn't mean like, oh, she gotta cook all the time or I gotta pay every single bill. It may be a month where she just be like, babe, I got rent or I got the phone bill. So it's like... Because
I want to.
Yeah, like it's not... And being married, bro, our finances are one.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like...
so we don't... It ain't no, oh, you gotta do this and then we're gonna split this up. We just handle our business and like, once you're married, you become one. So at the end of the day, that's not even really like a discussion for us.
We just approach everything with love. Like... There's times where he covers vacations, times where I cover vacations. There's times where I'll shower him with gifts, he showers me with gifts. Like, I just feel like the whole 50-50 narrative is just...
I think people idolize money, and that's the issue.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but
the woman's supposed to have this role, the man's supposed to have this role.
Yeah.
Like,
just follow the Bible. Literally, like just...
And whatever you feel like to do it.
Yeah, because everybody's relationship is so different. Like, do what works for you in your relationship. Like, don't worry about what everybody else has going on. I think that's the main problem. Like, idolizing money.
Make sure you know your person before you get into that marriage or relationship.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, bro, it's either gonna go. It's gonna go one or two ways. It's either gonna go up or it's gonna go down. So just be mindful.
I'm going to the next question. I have to pull up a couple more.
Bro, people be saying the most off the wall stuff.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even see that. What is wrong with people?
I ain't even gonna read that.
That's disgusting. Like that's the stuff that gets me on social media. Like men can be so sick.
Yeah. So somebody said, "How did we meet?" You can touch on it.
So we met in high school. The first time I ever seen Toine was at a party. Like, you know how when you're in high school, there's always them little high school parties. And it was junior year. Was it junior year?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't know what year it was. Maybe it was sophomore year going into junior year.
No, it was junior year.
Junior year?
Yeah.
One of the years. But either way, I saw him at a party. And the thing that got me was his hair. I seen this from the back, and
people
I was like,
on the fro,
no, he had the best fro I've ever seen in my life. Like, literally, like, it was just all shaped up from the back, and he was tall, and like he just looked beautiful from the back. So when I seen him, I was like,
pause. I'm playing.
I was like, who is that? So I was with one of my good friends at the time, and her cousin played football, so like he knew everybody, and my friend at the time knew everybody too. But he was like, oh, that's Antoine Green. And I was like, oh, okay, like, who is he? Like, what school he go to? And he was like, he goes to Rockledge. And I was like, oh, okay. And like, I don't even think he told me, maybe he did tell me he played football at the time. I can't remember. But he ended up giving me Toine's Snapchat. Then I seen Toine turn around, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, he's cute. So, but I see him with another girl, so I was like, bump him, like, I'm cool. Like, and then I was never the type to like pursue a guy. Like, that's just not my thing. So I still ended up, I think I ended up adding him on Snap. I did add you on Snap. Because I was just curious. I was just curious about who he was, like, just his life. So, like, I added him. And he wasn't, like, physical with that girl or anything. So I was like, maybe they're not together. I didn't know. So I was like, I just added him. And Toine actually DM'd me, like, or it was on Snapchat. So he ended up, like, snapping me.
I just ended up.
I think he watched my story. So I posted a story. You watched my story, then you messaged me. You were like,
probably posted the story for me to watch.
I probably did. And it was like, hey, with like the cat heart eyes. And I was like, oh, no, like he coming on too strong. So I just never responded.
Look where we at now. I
left him on open. But I then ended up finding his Instagram and I followed him on Instagram. So like I was still the one kind of like seeking him out. Like I was curious about him. And so then like once I followed him, he liked a few of my pictures and like he was trying to pursue me back low key. And that's kind of like how we started. It was more so like I was interested, he was interested, but we just never did nothing about it. And Toine played sports in high school. I played sports. So like track meets, things like that. You just always kind of know of the people in your area. And then,
I mean, my first time seeing her in person, we were at
another party.
We weren't parties. I probably went to like 5 parties in high school. But
somehow that's where everybody always got together in high school, was at parties.
Like,
he lived 40 minutes north of me.
In our county, it's like you're not gonna know somebody 30 minutes north of you unless you see him at an event.
Yeah.
But I ended up seeing her at a party, and I remember clear as day what she had on. It was a Halloween party, so I remember what she had on clear as day. Like she had on a white jersey. What was it? A bandana?
Yeah, I was Aaliyah. It was Halloween.
Yeah, she was Aaliyah for Halloween, but
I actually had my hair straight that.
Yeah, it was straight, and it was just pulled back, right?
Yeah, let me see if I can find a picture.
It was fine, but
go ahead, keep talking.
But yeah,
I'm
man,
gonna find the picture.
I kept looking for it throughout the party too, because it was a ton of people, like a lot of people. But I made eye contact a few times. I know she seen me. I did see you. You was looking at me.
No, that's literally what it was. Me and Toine literally played like a game of tag with each other. Like we would just, I don't know, because even before this, we were texting. Like before that party, you don't remember we were exchanging texts.
I just never seen you. You had seen me.
Yeah, but we were like friends. Like we weren't texting on no like we're about to get together type
stuff. We weren't
stuff.
even like, I wouldn't even say we were texting. Like
we did text.
Not for real.
Yeah, we did. We exchanged numbers on Snap and we're texting.
Because if so, I would have talked to you.
Boy, please.
We were texting, but then like it kind of stopped. That's when I ended up going to the party and I seen her.
This is what I was. Look at that. Hold on. I gotta get it to focus. Okay, there we go. So I was Aaliyah. This is what I was wearing, and this was like the inspo. So I did look a little cute that night. I snapped. I was so proud of this little setup.
Yeah, I ain't have nothing on. I was just thugging, but yeah,
Wait,
man.
stop, because I was actually cute as free. I gotta show this one too. Go ahead.
But yeah, that's when I first seen her, and the second time I seen you was at a basketball game. She had on some denim jeans, a Kyrie jersey, the Cavs jersey.
I had braids too, stitch braids, cornrows all the way back.
And I'm on the bench. And I'm just looking mid-game. I'm like, but yeah, that's when the first couple times I seen her, and
because we lived in 2 totally different areas. Like I said, he was 40 minutes north of me, so I had drove to his school's basketball game, me and my friends.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's kind of how we met. We met through like those encounters, and then we would just always remain in contact, but as friends. Like every time we talked, it was on some like, how you doing? Deep conversation. Like I feel like we always had deep conversation too.
Yeah.
Like every time we talked, we were just getting to know each other on a deeper level.
It wasn't always on no flirting or nothing like that.
It was really never on flirting
After
until
high
later
school,
on.
like it wasn't even no flirting.
No, like we would FaceTime sometimes to just talk about life. Like we would talk about life, advice. And then, like, I remember one time I thought me and Toine were actually gonna start talking. Toine had FaceTimed me out of nowhere, like, so random. And he was like, because he knew I was going through a hard time, and he was just like, how are you? And I was like, I'm doing good. And he was in the car with his friends, and he was like, all right.
Headed to a party.
Yeah, he was like, all right, I'm about to go out. I just wanted to call and check on you. And then that was.
She think I did it to flex.
No, I did at first, but that was the first time that I was like, I don't know, I felt a type of way about him going out, because I was like, dang, like I kind of like that he called to just randomly check on me.
Was that before or after? I think the first one was so I had a football game in Pittsburgh.
That was after that. No. Yes, this was the FaceTime call. So I'm thinking we're about to start talking, because he acted like he was just so interested in my well-being.
The game was on 14.
Go ahead.
Keep in mind, like, it's an 8 p.m. game. If anybody goes to a 8 p.m. college game, you know how it is. And it's a away game. So I had to get on a plane. 12 o'clock hit. It's my birthday. She texts me. Go ahead.
I texted him and I was like, hey, just wanted to check on you, make sure you made it safe, because like he told me he had a game the next day. So I was repaying a favor. I was checking on him like he checked on me. And I told him happy birthday. And he was like, thank you, with a heart. No. I said I want to check on you, make sure you made it safe. And he was like, thank you so much, and then put a heart. So then I put happy birthday back with a heart, because at that point it was his birthday. It was the next day when he responded. Yeah. This man never got back to me.
No, but then, I did get back to you.
No, you didn't.
Listen,
you didn't. Because I was so hurt.
After she told me happy birthday, I said thank you. And then you were like, keep me updated, like when you land.
Oh yeah. I was like, keep me updated when you. Okay.
Yeah, and I never updated her.
Yeah, he never updated me on anything. Once he was on his way home, because the game was over at that point. So like, he let me know. Like I said, he made it safe there. Yeah. But then I told him happy birthday, keep me updated. Whatever. He said thank you, and I was like, keep me updated back with a heart, and he never said anything.
But then COVID came around, boom, we good.
No, but then like 3 weeks later, you slid up on my story and was like, wifey. Yeah. On a picture I had posted.
And so she reposted it on her story.
And I made a face. I was like, so I mean, we still didn't talk after that either. It was November when he did that.
It's because we was in different areas and we was in different seasons of our life.
Yeah.
So.
December, January, February. But 3 months after he said wifey, we got together for the first time once COVID rolled around. And now the rest is history. Yeah. But we started out as really good friends. Even when COVID rolled around, the first 2 times hanging out, we didn't even know if the other person liked I didn't know if he liked me.
It wasn't I'm going to hang out because she's fine or because she's beautiful. We went because
we were cool.
COVID, bro. Nobody was out the house. We weren't supposed to be out the house. So she ended up sliding up on my story because I posted. I put her in my
close friends.
I put her in my private story because we was cool.
Yeah.
And I posted some protein shakes because North Carolina had sent me some, and she slid up and was like, "Let me get some." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "You don't even hit me up for how I'm gonna give you a protein shake." And then
I said something like, "Don't worry about it." We're trying to play hard to get.
And I was like, "Okay, well, we can hang out. I'm trying to pick your brain a little bit."
And I got scared, so I left him on open for a good 30 minutes. Thought about it.
Then I called her. I was applying pressure.
Yeah, I left him on
but
red.
I wasn't looking for none at that time either.
Yeah, and I was really playing hard to get, and he kept pursuing me. So I was like, okay, he's clearly showing interest. But again, we were friends. So when he said he was trying to hang out,
I thought it was all games.
Yeah, we were cool. And then his best friend I was cool with him too. That was my dog. So we were all just chilling. His best friend had came with him, Lil Walker, and we were all just hanging out, and we were having deep conversation, talking, laughing. Everything was cool. And then it wasn't until our 3rd time hanging out, which was technically our first date, where
walking on the beach, it's empty.
Toine asked me straight up. He was like, I'm confused. And I was like, what do you
I
mean?
told him straight up, what's your, like...
He was like, hey, what do you...
What's your intentions?
Yeah, well, how do you feel about me? And I was like...
Just because we had a deep heart-to-heart. And
Yeah.
it was like, we kept hanging out with each other.
Yeah, and we were... you could tell we were interested in each other, but we didn't know because we hadn't communicated that. So then Toine was like, you know, like, how do you feel? And I was just... I got so nervous. I didn't know what to say. I was like... Because I had to be the first to say it, basically. But I was like, I like you.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history.
No cap.
That's how it started.
Gotta wrap this video up.
I hope y'all loved the Q&A. It was so nice talking with y'all. And I'm just glad y'all get to know us on a deeper level because I feel like these are questions everybody has had for such a long time. And we finally got around to answering them. If there's anything we missed and that y'all want to see in the next vlog, let us know. That's it for now, but this week you will see us on our baby moon and our first marriage anniversary trip.
Yo.
So we're excited to take y'all along for that. We can't disclose the destination yet, but y'all just have to stay tuned. And we're excited for y'all just to continue to be a part of our lives and journey.
Yep, so like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And what you got to say? What you got to say,
Oh my God.
What you got to say?
She's got mad.
What you got to say? Say bye. Say subscribe.
Bye.
Say
Make
subscribe.
Sure y'all subscribe. We love y'all.
Peace.
See y'all next time.